As an old man, I like to look at my character likes to look at the scene of the crime before confronting the cops, even if it's been cleaned up, because there's stuff that they don't know to clean. The hunting roll.
Okay. The only thing you see right now that could be of use to you is that there's a security camera up there.
That's a job for Eric.
So they cleaned it up, they took their photos, they rushed the investigation in such a way as to be as thorough as they could be, but also not holding up traffic for 2 days.
No signs of sulfur. EMH, we've not done that yet.
You don't have any EMH readings, nor do you have an EMH reader.
How do I not have an EMH reader? I mean, I might be a tech guy, but I just
you might have an EMF reader.
Right, because EMH is nothing.
Ah, that's what I meant.
Like, if you were inventing a new...
I want Robert Picardo to be summoned as the emergency medical hologram and tell me what happened. EMF.
You scan for EMF. I'm going to make another hunting roll to determine how this shakes out. Natural 1. How about that? You don't get any EMF readings.
It's a busy area, so we want to clear it as quickly as possible, so I'll probably whip my EMF reader out too, just to clear the area.
You don't pick up a definitive EMF reading, but you do get some weird residuals.
Well, I asked Eric, you want to go to the feds first, or do you want to go see the cops, or do you want to check, see if you can hack into the video camera that saw this whole thing?
Well, the cops probably have a copy of the footage.
Okay.
So it'd be probably easier just to request it from them directly and then me to hack in.
All right, that's where we go then, I guess.
So how did you introduce yourselves again? Agents?
Armstrong and Cool.
Of course, agents.
I'm cool, not him.
That is exactly what a cool person would say.
Yep.
Agents, I'm Officer Russo. What can I do for you?
Well, I understand there was a bit of an event here the other day, and we were wondering if it was some sort of terrorist issue. We've been sent out to look it over.
Wow, you guys got here fast. Well, we don't know a whole lot yet, but anything we can do to help with your investigation?
I'll tell you what would help. Let me see whatever you've already got compiled, any video, any audio, eyewitness statements, so we can start pouring through that immediately.
Okay, let me set you up with Officer Gilardi. I'm sorry. I've had a little bit too much water.
I was going to say, is he new?
Officer Gilardi.
Can we get Geraldi though?
No, he's on sabbatical in Idaho.
Can we get a file on that officer, by the way?
There'll be peace when you are gone.
The road so far, we've done shit.
It's just a loop of Tammy's fingers coming off.
Driving through a barn. Well, it wasn't a Continent, it was a compact.
That's right.
I'm gonna risk my car on that.
Okay. Officer Gilardi. Why did I pick such a hard name after you've had so many drinks? Officer,
that was your choice.
Listen here, I didn't know the level of alcohol that would be in my system when I tried to read this.
Alcoholic water.
Alcoholic water.
We don't recommend anyone imbibe alcohol.
Ever.
Especially when it's so hard to open.
Officer Gilardi brings you a file. It's got some pretty grotesque photos in it. It's pretty much like the Army surgical rib splitter, where the ribs are just like wide open and sticking out. It's like jazz hands for the rib cage. And the cavity, the chest cavity is pretty much empty. You see the spinal cord and the spinal column.
If we saw the cord, that's impressive.
You see the rib cage kind of all shattered up. You see the back part of the rib cage is fine. But as far as all the organs go, it looked like everything just got cleared out violently.
Okay, we have Gilardi nearby. Did you bag up the rest of the remains that were, I'm assuming, scattered across the main street?
Best we could. Man, I tell you what, I haven't thrown up at a crime scene in a long time, ever since I was a rookie. This was years ago. Just brought that powdered Danish right back up. Ugh.
Danish.
Embarrassing.
Oh, wow.
It's
Either donut or Danish. Pick.
it's a Texas thing. You wouldn't understand.
I hope that since you are not in fact a rookie, you didn't vomit directly into anything that we would consider evidence.
No, I found a sewer grate not too far away. A couple steps. It ain't my first day.
Well, I'm going to need any toxicology reports that come back on any of his remains. Do we have a working theory here? Casings, shrapnel, anything of the sort?
Well, I'll tell you, what we got and what we're thinking, but I gotta tell you, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is more of a, well, you know how it is when things don't quite make sense.
I'm certain I don't.
It's clearly asshole. It's clearly not a murder. Sometimes you just gotta close the case when it's clear that nobody was the murderer. So here's what we got. Obviously, we're gonna explore this, but this one's, whew, if I ever saw a lost cause. Okay, the guy's name was Gerald Lowry. Divorced, 35. Recently quit his job at Ron's Plastic Construction, whatever that is. Was a file clerk. Didn't find any drugs or weapon on him. Kind of a medical mystery. So we sent his body to the ME. We're going to see what the toxicology report says. Mentioned some security footage.
Yeah.
You're welcome to see it, but it doesn't answer a whole lot of questions. He sets you up at a computer which has the video footage. Some people coming from out of the gym, following this dude with his hand all tore up.
Mm-hmm.
You see him grabbing his head, scrunching over, a dude coming over to ask him what's up. There's no audio, obviously. And then you see the guy kind of push the guy back, does one of these, goes one of these with a big old scream, and then rib splitter, alien, and it almost looks like his viscera were a cannon. And it just, if you didn't see it, you would have thought it was special effects, if you didn't know it actually happened. Some tech use rolls. So I'm going to make some tech use rolls and let you know what happens.
Don't even bother.
Gerald.
I don't think a match is going to help me.
16 plus 3. 17, 18, 19. Gerald, you're actually able to make the video work. Forward, backwards, slow motion. So, good job on that. Eric, you rolled an 8 plus 15, which is 23, which is the next tier of difficulty, so you get some additional information. It's one of those things where you have to do one of those CSI things, zoom in, enhance, clear out the pixels, that sort of thing. And you do this, and it's magic to Gerald Conway. He does not understand any of this.
Sorcery.
You see one of the cops on the scene steal the belt.
What does the cop look like?
Looks like Mr. Russo.
Good to know. I do want to say this, though. After he's done, and he's done all of his scan stuff, I look at the guy who says it's not going to answer him any questions, and I look at him for a second, then I look at Eric. Well, that answers one question. This is our kind of job. Cut to commercial.
Boom.
Before we go, though, I do want to ask if the witnesses had any knowledge about what happened to dude's knuckles as they bruised before he exploded.
A couple of people at the gym, though, were labeled as witnesses that may be worth following up on.
I'd pull Eric aside after we're done with our hunting here and say, well, we got two obvious leads. One, we can confront the officer who may have just been stealing a nice belt that he was jealous of, or maybe a lead, or we can go to the gym.
Well, we're currently here, so we can always ask about the belt.
Gerald, from your score in con game, this is a gimme. You do know that there is a good chance that if this is the wrong kind of cop and you make the wrong kind of insinuation, you might lose access to the police station.
Well, I look to my partner for one, see where he wants to go first. We are here, and if it goes well, it goes really well. If it goes poorly, well, I mean, last session we killed 2 demons and the third didn't stop us, so metagame, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I don't know. I mean, we're still pretty early in this episode, so you can push the cop, and I can track down the witnesses. We shouldn't get murdered by separating at this point. So, all right, you can go ruffle the cop's feathers. Go follow up on the witnesses.
Before you leave, though, could you get a clip of that and save a file of the zoom in, because I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. I got it.
Can you transfer it to my phone so they don't delete it, and then show me where on my phone I need?
No, you have a flip phone.
It still plays video.
Eric, you make your way back to the scene of the crime, which also happens to be right outside the gym where the first crime happened. And I'm assuming that this was a bit of an oversight when I filled you in on the case, but they also tell you about how Jared, right before he exploded, murdered a guy with his bare hands.
I'll go up to the counter and let them know that I'm working with the police on this investigation.
The manager of the gym, her name is Julie, has no reason to doubt that you are who you say you are. You flash your fake badge, and in an uncharacteristic display of competent bravado, you convince this woman that you are someone who you are not. Julie says, I don't know how much help I can be, but what do you want to know?
I just want to know if you've seen any of the regulars come in today and been around.
If you mean people who were here when it happened, a lot of them canceled their memberships. But one of them is here. He points over to a military cut guy in the corner working with some free weights. That's Dominic. He's a regular, comes just about every day. If anything happened that you want to know about that he saw, I mean, he's probably the only guy who's here just as much as I am.
All right, thank you, Julie.
He's lifting weights. He's not really paying attention. He's got his headphones in.
What is it?
Okay, Dominic looks up at you. Can I help you?
My name is Agent Cool.
He chuckles audibly.
Nice.
And I was just wondering if you can run me through the events of the other day.
I mean, I already talked to the cops about this. I mean, I don't really know what else there is to say.
I appreciate that, but sometimes it's always better to hear firsthand. And sometimes in repeat tellings, some things jostle loose and you remember a detail, no matter how much.
Yeah, so total ass clown, this guy. Every day he starts showing up like a full-on cowboy, making a show of it too. Like he's about to have some kind of Mexican standoff or like he's walking into a saloon. But then he would change into his gym stuff and really just start to beast out. So respect, I guess. I'm glad I wasn't here when he popped. I really wasn't looking to get sprayed with blood and gore. Julie was here when it happened. I think the dude was on steroids. That's my guess.
How long had he been coming to your knowledge?
You've been here about, I want to say 4 weeks. Yeah, but it's weird, man, because when he started, he wasn't lifting like he was lifting last week. Dude was an animal, but when he came here, you wouldn't look at him twice.
So when did he go full beast mode?
I would say it was in the last week. He was really cranking it out. Like, he was doing good. Like, when he got here, he couldn't bench nothing. And you know what? He wasn't really wearing the cowboy suit either. That was the last couple of weeks, too. He started really getting into the whole Clint Eastwood, I'm a badass sort of thing. Weird guy. But when I saw how much weight he was putting up, I wasn't about to fuck with him.
All right. Did anyone ever brave enough to approach him to ask what his secret was?
I don't know about all that. The only person I know that approached him ended up with his brain smashed out in the locker room.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get back to your workout.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel the same, you know? I don't even know why I still come here. Damn contracts, I bet. You know, they get you for your last month. They don't give that back. Even if you just paid. What am I going to do? Give up $80?
Yeah, walk away.
Okay, what do you do next? You're still at the gym.
I picked the locker room. I want to run the old EMH round as well as EMF.
Okay. I'll make some hunting rolls for you. 16 plus a hunting score of 12 is 28, plus an additional 5 from your current modifier from the police station. So there's a couple things that you notice. One, you get that weird blip EMF again. It's not a ghost, you're sure of it. But there's some kind of energy involved here that's leaving a trace of something. You see the locker, and the steel is bent like severely. That locker is never going to close again. It's unsalvageable. For a fist to do that, that's more than like Karate Guy strong. So that's what you're able to determine from that.
With Julie, before I head out, just get her account of the moments leading up to the murder altercation.
You take a few minutes to talk with Julie again. Yeah, it was strange. When he first joined the gym, I didn't think he was going to last 2 days. But then he started getting a lot better really fast. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on some kind of steroids. A few days ago, he started to get different. He got disruptive. He started getting loud, like a bit of a jerk. You know, before he was just kind of strange, but then he really started kind of squaring off at people, sizing them up, making a big show of what he was lifting. I was gonna talk to him, but you know how it is. You say something to these guys, even if they're wrong, then they just cancel their membership and go somewhere else. I wish I would have said something. Maybe he would have left without doing what he did.
Or maybe it could have been you.
Man, I wish I would have talked with him. Otherwise, he might not have exploded internally.
Only my words could have reached him.
Before he did something drastic.
Like explode from the chest out.
what you're able to determine at the gym, that is actually good for another +5 to future hunting rolls. Pretty much based on what you saw in that locker room and the additional EMF readings that you were able to pick up. That's some valuable information. Now, let's warp our way back to Gerald Conway by bending space and time. You're at the police station.
I go back to Officer Russo, flipping through some stuff, reading some files, seeing what I can do. You know, continuing the hunting search yields nothing.
Okay.
But then I go find Officer Russo.
You walk up to Officer Russo. Hey, I'm actually getting ready to drive over to the ME if you'd like to tag along.
I absolutely would. I was going to head that way myself, actually.
All right, follow me. And he gets
Question, is he wearing the belt with a belt buckle at work?
He's not.
Okay, good.
He gets in his squad car and tells you to stick around, or to follow him. Unless you want a ride in his squad car. He's assuming you have transportation.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Yep.
How did Eric get to the gym? Did he take an Uber? Did he take the bus?
I could have got a ride from what's his name.
And Kyle looks like he himself was in a black hole, and now it's a black screen. Yeah, no, aren't you glad you caught up on Supernatural, though? Which is not related to what we're doing here.
At all, in any way.
Go to the ME.
There's a bit of a mix-up. You go to the ME, he goes to the MEs.
Damn, I should have went in the squad car. I could have walked the red carpet. Damn it.
How dare you?
It's too late. My ego's already been fed. You make your way to the ME's office, and okay, there it is. You make your way to the ME's office. The officer shows you down, and he's there just pretty much to drop off some paperwork, and he points you to the head person in charge. And it's a younger woman, somewhat attractive, goes by the name of Millie. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Agent Cool. I know, I've heard all the jokes.
I'm sure you have.
My grandfather's name was actually Coolidge, but there was an issue there. So, what do we got here?
Something straight out of the Twilight Zone. Walks you over to the body and pulls the sheet off the thing, and it's it's everything the picture said it would be. The rib cage is completely split open. All of the internal organs are missing. Looks like it was a terrible, terrible mess. Yeah,
I don't expect anything from the body here. My character knows nothing about anatomy or anything else, especially exploded anatomy. So I'm hoping that toxicology report has been finished.
Well, you've seen your share of exploded bodies given the line of work you were in. You were able to rule out a good number of things, like you know it wasn't werewolves, you know it wasn't vampires. It doesn't look like the work of ghosts or zombies or revenants or wraiths. So it's not so much that you can look at this and say what did it, as you can look at it and rule out a vast swath of things that you are sure didn't do it.
Right, but I had ruled that out just watching the video. I'm hoping the ME has more info than they had at the station.
She does have a toxicology report. Everything came back normal except there were some extremely high levels of adrenaline and serotonin. The official story is PCP.
Oh, see, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Does not explain the exploding chest.
No.
Just between
people say that'll make your heart explode, and that's not even technically true.
Just between you and me, Agent, I got nothing. But maybe we could discuss it over dinner. You think she's hitting on you?
Me is attracted to Fat Val Kilmer.
Yeah, like I just took a second to look at the phone so I could look at Fat Val Kilmer. I mean, with a nice fitted suit and a girdle.
You've been in the con game long enough to know that it might not be you and it might be your badge. Also, yeah, power. But since it's a fake badge, I don't know if you really have a problem with that. It's still real power. Absolutely, dear. Oh, okay. Well, I get off at 7. I'll be here.
You'll be getting off later, too.
Oh, it was too easy.
Agents?
Her.
Yep.
Oh.
While you're talking to the ME, Mr. Russo drives himself back to the station.
Oh, actually, if he leaves, I tell myself a couple of questions for him.
It was one of those things where
Either you get the date or you get the information from the month bill.
What time is it?
It's about 5:30.
I got an hour and a half. I can have both.
Okay.
I tell her I'll be back at 7.
Okay.
And give me time to change, take a shower, and put on good cologne. That gives me a good 35 minutes to deal with this cop. I speed back to the PD because I'm still going to confront this asshole.
You go back to the station. What do you do?
Oh, I just asked for Officer Russo.
He went home for the day. It's 5 o'clock. He had to drop off some things on his way home. He'll be back tomorrow. It's not that he even pulled a fast one on you. It was just, does this guy want to get home because he's been working all day? Yeah, he does. Did you ask him to stay? No, you didn't. Everything just
Fine.
Everything just kind of came up Russo
Today. There's always tomorrow.
today.
So when I get a hotel room and I text the address eventually, cost me precious time, to Eric, where you can find me and my vehicle. Yeah, I go take a shower. I do that second afternoon shave because you don't want that 5 o'clock shadow. And while I'm doing that, I'm making phone calls to people, hunters I know, network check essentially for, hey, this dude exploded. I've looked at it. We know it's not this. We're getting a weird EMHF.
Actually,
I had gotten weird reading. I had gotten some EMF readings, but I've ruled out ghosts. So that's enough for Gerald, in my opinion.
You screwed up yours, and then I ran mine.
Oh, okay.
you make some phone calls and you roll a 28 total. Your guys tell you, well, that's a lot of things to look for, but give me some time and I'll see what I can rule out. That's all you can get at the moment. It's going to take some time.
I'm not wearing my federal agent outfit, obviously. I'm wearing nice clothes, but they probably are a bit anachronistic. So I'm dressing for what I think is modern. I'm not wearing like a 90s zoot suit, but I'm definitely not wearing the newest fashions. I'm probably going with the old staple shirt, vest, jacket combo with a tie, pants, probably in gray or brown.
Okay.
Hey, think actually, you saw Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I think the way Hank Pym dresses. Good, but kind of feels like the 70s, right?
Gotcha.
Even though my dude was technically...
You go to pick her up. She's changed out of her work clothes into something appropriate. Not the whole, like, knockout, it's date night, and I'm going to wear the whole dress sort of thing, but she's dressed in a way that looks good for her. She sees you not in your uniform and is, for a very brief moment, visibly disappointed. Which she quickly pretends to not be visibly disappointed. You pick up on it, but she's powering through it, so...
I notice, and I'm an asshole. I know where my power comes from. I brought the badge.
And,
I just like flip it around and put it back. I'm always on duty.
It's good to know. So where to?
Where's the best place to get something to eat?
You know, I know a place not too far from here. They make the best burgers and coffee.
Sounds great.
She takes you to
Burgers and coffee? Shit.
A little town in Missouri will beg to differ.
She takes you to a little hole in the wall restaurant called Randy's Slop House.
Yeah, I'm overdressed. Just leave my jacket in the car.
She takes you inside. Oh, I eat here all the time. It is great food. The best burgers. So what are you in town for?
Well, obviously, the unfortunate passing of the gentleman I'm investigating.
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah, let's not talk about that before dinner.
Good idea. There is a...
I will tell you what, I'm not getting the chili burger.
Oh, you're so bad.
I don't want to flirt with Tom.
I mean...
Done that enough in my life.
So for a little...
Sit down, have a seat. Both of those.
She gets a burger.
Southwest burger. Chilies, cheese, pepper, things I don't like.
Okay.
And a super gulp size coffee.
Not chili, I said I was thinking the chili burger. Nope. Orange juice.
Okay. It's terrible.
Nah. Just to wash down this Midwestern, well, no, this is a Southwestern burger.
It's good. You'd come back here and eat again.
It's not bad burgers. Best burgers I've ever had. There's a bar in Missouri. I didn't even have the burger there, but Eric seemed like he loved it, even though everyone else hated him.
I didn't know you were working with someone.
Yeah. Somehow I think you'd like him.
Naturally handsome gentleman.
Trainee.
I'm sure you have a lot to teach.
Yeah, I'm not that old. Come on. Try to keep my head up to keep that second chin hidden.
I prefer experienced.
So what got you into digging through corpses, to be honest?
I wasn't smart enough to be a surgeon.
Mm.
I didn't want to waste all that medical school.
Well, that means you had a strong stomach, at the very least.
Oh, the best. I never threw up once.
Can't say the same thing for Officer, what was his name? Geraldo, whatever his name was. Gilardi.
Gilardi.
You cracked the case.
But it seems like you have a bad eye at this whole case. Most people, they wouldn't be able to keep it together.
Well, this one's strange. Don't get me wrong, it's weird. But when you cut bodies open and take everything out, it doesn't really bother you when a body comes to you wide open and everything's out.
Makes your job a lot easier, I'd imagine.
I mean, it kind of was.
It's incredibly unusual. In the federal records, we don't have a narcotic that's like that, and that's probably not PCP.
It's not.
Which might mean it's something new on the streets. Sorry, we shouldn't be talking about work. So,
Talking about twerk.
Gerald doesn't know what to do.
Ha!
I'm not sure, as a player, which way to play this.
I was going to say, if you want it to happen, you know how to make
Oh,
it
I
happen.
mean, it's gonna happen. Can't always turn that down. I mean, at the very least, and obviously at the very least, he has not a lot of leads. He hasn't talked to Eric about it. He's got some time, and he will. I mean, he's an older man. He's gonna take his chances here. Worst case scenarios: 1, she's a demon, and he might get laid, or he'll have to fight a demon. Maybe both.
Both.
Or she's been exposed to this, and he gets laid, and her chest explodes. And that's really bad, which means he's probably infected. But he's going to play that chance. So, yeah. How far is your place? Because I'm shacked up in a seedy hotel.
It's about 40 minutes from here.
Motel it is.
You take her back to the hotel, easily explaining away why it's a shitty motel. Not even shitty, like it's a mid-range hotel.
Hey, it's government
Right.
dime. What do you want?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. There's some drinking, there's some other things, and what you would like to have happen happens. She actually wants you to keep the badge on the table while it's happening.
Just say, you kind of remind me of Val Kilmer. Except fat and old and with a real badge.
So shiny.
He said tiny. I was going to say, no, he got a bigger badge for the date.
Now the question is, did you let Eric know?
Nope.
Okay, so you're pretty much doing this into the evening. You've cut off contact with your partner.
But he knows where I'm at.
So you tell me how this magical evening works out.
Well, after the gym, I wanted to go check out the dude's apartment or house. I have Giraldi driving by there.
Gilardi.
Gilardi.
Whatever. I don't give a shit about this